Hi, welcome to day 12 of the Fairs and Fearless Challenge. For those who have been following me, thank you for keeping up with us. I know you've learned a few things, and I hope you're actively following through the challenge. If you haven't signed up, if you haven't joined us, all you need to do is visit 2022, that's 2022 in figures.vgadam.com. Sign up, we'll send you materials, we'll send you the ebook I always use when I come online, and a workbook, a couple of things, affirmations and things that will help you through this. It's a 30 days challenge. We believe that going through the system will set you up for a fast start, a successful start in 2022. I'm going to go straight into this. Day 12. We started on the 2nd of January, so on the 13th, we are on day 12, and the last day will be the 31st of January, and it will end with a masterclass. For those who have signed up, they'll get access. So what does this 12 say? It says consume positive media. The challenge today is to consume positive media. I'll read from my ebook before I share briefly. By now, if you've been following the challenge, you should be feeling pretty great about yourself, about your abilities to conquer your fears. I need to take a few steps to make sure it stays this way. Okay, because lots of the time people suffer from a euphoria of something happening, right? Like, oh, this happened and I'm so excited. But I was just saying to someone the other day, I said, do you know the reason why people turn to evil? People turn to many people don't have an intention of doing wrong. But when they are promised something great and they try it and it doesn't work out, they end up thinking, the system must be wrong. Many times, maybe they didn't do it well. Maybe there are things they didn't get right? But they think it's the problems with the system. So they go and try something wrong. And it happens in church. People's like, God's is wasting my time. I'm going to go try something else. So if you're doing it right, you should be proud of yourself and you should be seeing the results I'm talking about. But if you're not doing it right, not gotten there, it's not too late. Start at your own pace and run through it. The challenges are very simple, very short, and you can even do 5 in a day. So it's not late to join the challenge. So like I was saying, you need to take a few steps to make sure it stays this way. If you follow through, you're feeling great, you're feeling confident, pretty fearless, doing new things, attempting things you wouldn't have attempted before. Fantastic. But there are steps you need to take to ensure this keeps happening, right? You keep going the right direction. So besides cutting negative people out of your life, you need to ensure that you are consuming positive media. This means listening to uplifting songs, unfollowing anyone who makes you feel bad about yourself on social media. I say this and I laugh because I became a pro at unfollowing people on Facebook. I have so many people just can't put crap out there. And I'm thinking, I'm not your mother. Am I supposed to fulfill and say, oh, this is not right? I'm not your mother, I'm not your teacher. So if it's too negative, if it doesn't align with my beliefs, in fact, I have 5,000 followers. I'm even looking to remove people so I can allow responsible people that will learn, that we can share together, right? Can impact each other, follow me. So I'm speedily doing that, like, oh no, you're not supposed to be in the same company. Okay. This will make, and I want to say this to young people that follow stars, superstars, or people that they add no value to your life. You're not learning anything. The only thing they make you feel bad because you're always seeing the designer this and designer that learn. Nothing to learn from them. You just look at them and you're happy. Guys, I'm going to say this and I'll make 3 points and I'll close here. Every decision you make in life, every time spent of your 24 hours is going to be accomplishing one of two things, one thing or the other. It's either going to be educating you or it's going to be entertaining you. I'll take that again. Every decision you make of how to spend your time, of how to utilize your time, the 24 hours which we all have been gifted, it's going to be one of two things. It's either going to be an education or it's going to be an entertainment. Do you know the difference between those who succeed and those who don't? Those who make impact and those who do not. And when I say succeed, I mean people who worked at something, who if you put them in the same position, they can repeat it. I'm not talking of those that because the uncle is, the father is. No, I'm saying that people that they earned something and if you made them repeat it, like, took everything away. Many years ago, when Living Faith was in area one corner in area one, I remember Bishop Yoruba came and then he said something. It was George Ajema, that was the pastor. He said something I will never, ever forget. He said, people think I'm successful. And that time we thought he was really successful. And there was no university, a couple of things hadn't been accomplished, right? He said, but if you take me today, take away everything I have and drop me in the desert, but you leave me with the word of God. He said he will be able to regenerate, reproduce everything he had. Okay, so when I talk of success, I'm talking to people like that who started something, and if you was saying they can reproduce it. Okay, so the difference between those who do succeed, those who make an impact, those who matter, and those who don't, is what they do with their time. Are you educating yourself? Are you entertaining yourself? If what you do is entertainment, Netflix, Facebook, Instagram, and I know all of these platforms. You know, the thing is that social media is great. It's a tool. It's a double-edged sword. It depends on usage, right? That means people are on social media. I'm on Facebook teaching right now. I'm on YouTube teaching right now. And I smile because it brings to mind something. I met someone called Esther, one of the popular people once, and I asked her a question. I think she was on my podcast, and I asked her, I said, why do you stars? Do you know a lot of young people follow you? She said, yeah, a lot of them. I'm like, so what do you hope to convey? Sorry about that noise. So I was like, what do you hope to convey by showing them what you're wearing, the dresses? You know, why do you focus on these things? Why don't you educate? Why don't you show them the meat of the matter, the things that make you who you are, the principles? And she said, let me tell you, my sister, I also know that these things are not helpful. But when you try to educate, when you put out quality content, nobody views it, nobody likes it, nobody shares, nobody comments. But you put on these other things. Oh, I was wearing, you know, when it's a fun, when it's entertainment stuff, people like and comment. And of course, these stars, they want to be socially relevant. A lot of them do promo, and you know, they use these channels to make money. So she's like, what we put out is what will garner attention. It's not what will make a difference. Because when you try, people don't. So a lot of the time, when we see it, that's why a wise man said, every generation, every leader a generation gets, every generation deserves the leaders to get. Okay, because it's like, it's what's in high demand that these people are putting out. But then back to the issue of entertainment and education, I want to make 3 points. Why should you focus on entertainment? Why is it more important on education, sorry, than entertainment? Why is it more important? What do you have to learn? What's there to gain? 2 things, like three statements I'm going to make. First of all, when you educate yourself, when you read a book, when you listen to an audio book, when you listen to a discussion like this, what happens? It builds rigor. It builds depth. It gives you focus. Focus to do what? Go after your dreams. And I'm speaking to people who have been determined to be fierce about their goals this year, who want to fearlessly attack the goals they've set for themselves. So that's what education does. Entertainment is cool, though. Sometimes it's so relieving. It's like, I beg, make person rest. Like Nigerians will say, I cannot come and go and kill myself. It is. And every now and then, of course, you should unwind. But rather than it's like escapism. One day I'm going to come on here and talk about the metaverse, what's happening. Because escapism is going to another level. If you think you've been escaping at one level here by watching Netflix, binging on something, escapism is going to another level, okay? But if you can discipline yourself to learn, to educate yourself, you're building rigor, you're building focus, you're building depth. And why do you need it? Because, come closer, let me tell you this. You will need focus, you will need rigor, you need depth. Why? Because challenges will come. I said to you on the first day, I don't know what prophecies you received on the 31st of January, crossover night. Okay, but if anybody told you challenges will not come, they lied to you. Challenges will come. So it is the rigor you build, the depth, the focus, those things. Because as you go through the journey of life, there's distraction, there are challenges, and it is those challenges, those hurdles, right? Like they're like exams. When you pass them, you go to the next level. So if you're afraid of a challenge, if you're afraid of the challenges that will come, that means you don't want to graduate to the next level. So don't fear those things. What we do about fear, embrace that fear, but do it anyway. Challenges will come. It is the rigor, the depth, the focus you've built that will help you go through in spite of everything. I want to quickly make my 3 points. 3 reasons why you see that great leaders are committed to learning. They're committed to educating themselves rather than entertaining themselves. 1, learning or it's like reading a book, listening to an audio tape, watching a video, an educational video. It's like having a conversation with the person who authored that book, who wrote it, right? So if you're educating yourself, like you're having a conversation. Imagine yourself, sir, being in conversation with the great minds over time, learning what made people successful. Imagine if Dangote wrote a book and you sat down with that book and looked at it, or he shared a story, maybe it's an audio, because I know he doesn't write, but you're listening, you're learning. What are you doing? You're rubbing minds with him, you're in conversation with him. And who you spend time with determines how you turn out, right? You eventually begin to look like the person you spend lots of time with. That's why lots of people see couples when they're married for a long time. Oh, you guys kind of look alike. They didn't look alike at the beginning, but they spend so much time together. You see that their habits, their reactions, so many things they do begin to look alike. So you're in conversation with great minds. How do you rub minds with great people and not be great? Yeah. So that's why I say to people, yesterday we talked about choosing your company, building your network. Yeah. So the network is not a network of people in person. Build a network in books. There's a time I attempted writing fiction. It was hard, but I read a ton of fiction. I didn't do audio. I was reading the physical because I wanted to learn the skills, because I didn't go to school for writing fiction. But what was I doing? I was spending time in conversation with those people. Second thing, education will reduce your catch-up time. Okay? If someone spent 10 years learning something and he comes to you and say, oh, this is how I did it. You don't need 10 years to go there. Wise people learn from other people's mistakes. You don't have to make the same mistake before you learn. Okay? So educating rather than entertaining yourself does what? It helps you play catch up. That's why you see something like, for real, that guy is just 40. I can't believe it. What did they do? They played catch up. They learned from people who went ahead of them. They masterfully studied other people who have been ahead of them. And that's what it gives you. So if you want to get ahead in life, it's not by playing smart, it's not by cheating people. It's by learning the secrets of people who went ahead of you. 3, and very importantly, I kind of made reference to this, education. Educating yourself, learning rather than entertaining yourself is going to help you stay the course. When you started the journey, there will be challenges. But what's going to help you keep faith? What's going to help you keep in line? What's going to help you know that even in spite of the challenges, it's possible? Is when you read the stories of that book. That's why I love one of my favorite movies. My favorite movies I love to watch. I'm like a child in that area. Is heroic movies. That's why my favorite movie of all time till date is 300. I love to read about people who are heroes, people who stood up for us, people who not just gave their lives, like I love the story of Jesus, but people who became heroes because they sacrificed for others. Those are my favorite stories. And so it inspires me to also want to do for people. So I'll do things not because it's convenient for me, not because I had an extra. I do things because I don't have two not for profits, because I just want to make a difference in somebody's life. That's the definition of hero, right? So it helps you sustain the trust, the process. It keeps you on the line. It keeps you from distraction. It helps you on the days when your energy is low. It's not every day if you're on a journey like this of making a difference, of building a business, your career, that you have high energy. There are days you're like, I want to give this up. I'm done. I'm tired. Maybe this thing is not working. Okay? But when you read other people's stories, when you learn from other people, when you hear other people's tales, you're like, oh my God, that person went through this. Well, this is even small thing. Like Nigerians say, this one on my mind. If they can go through that, I will be fine. So what is our challenge today? Consume positive media. Discipline yourself. Resist the temptation to sit down on Africa Magic. Is Africa Magic still even there? Is it still a station? Back in the early 2000s, it was a huge deal. DSTV, Africa Magic, all the housewives, mothers who spend time. Most of them will tell you that, oh no, I don't work. I spend time with my children. They don't spend time with children. They are watching African Magic. The child is in the other room watching something else. So yeah, rather than entertaining, let's go into develop the habit of consuming positive media. Let me tell you guys, the things that make great men and women, things that change people's lives drastically, they're not big things. They're these little things we've been talking about. We're not on the 12. Build your network, small things, hit the gym, exercise, consume positive media. They look small, but in all, there's a Chinese adage I love. It says, if you think a mosquito if you think small changes cannot change your life, then sleep in a room with a mosquito. Just one tiny mosquito. It's going to give you sleepless night, as tiny as it is, right? And the point of that is small changes lead to huge differences. Small, little changes, little improvements. So if you're improving just 1%, 1 out of 100, it's not like a terrible failure, right? But if you improve 1% every day for 30 days, at the end of the month, you're 30% better. Okay, so imagine if you follow through this challenge and you're 30% better by the 31st of January. You will recognize yourself, forget about other people. All right, guys, I'm going to sign up now. YouTube family, thank you for joining us. I haven't been doing on YouTube, and someone asked me, "Oh, I'm never on Facebook. Why don't you go on YouTube?" So I have added YouTube, but I don't have days 1 to 11. You only find that on Facebook. But then I'll see you in day 13. Have a good night, everyone. Bye for now.